You hear that sound? You know what that means. It's time to wake up and tune in to Two Men in the AM with Dustin Staples and Luis Romero.
Good morning. It's another Friday morning. I'm Luis Romero. We got Dustin Staples, and it is time for us to talk about everything and keep you some company. And hopefully you are watching and listening and keeping us some company. We've had a lot of great feedback on the show, and we got some nice little twists and turns today for the show. So we're excited about that every single time. It's something different, and that's, I think, what keeps people coming back.
I know.
Is that it's not always the same.
And we got a little different setup here, which
a little bit. We'll talk a little bit about that because again, we have a lot to get to.
Yeah.
Dustin, I'm looking to possibly go to the zoo. Want to take my nieces to the zoo to see, I know that some other people took some trips, and everyone's taking trips during this time.
It's that time of year. Yeah.
And I think the last time we went to the zoo, I know that we're gonna be all over the place, folks, as we always are. But we're gonna start off with zoos, Dustin. When was the last time you went to a zoo?
It was probably back in grade school. We went to at our elementary school. We went to the Asheville Zoo in North Carolina.
That's where I want to go.
It's a lot of walking. I remember that. It was a lot of walking. No, I take that back. Actually, it was in South Carolina, Greenville, South Carolina. I went there. Had some family at the time when they were staying there. And a lot smaller kind of zoo, I'd say the least. But of course, it's summertime. It's a lot more hotter and humid down there, so you want to rush inside to get in that AC. So it's always fun to go to the zoo. You got some they got trains you can get on, and little. Sometimes they got little shows once in a while, but it's kind of
I definitely am looking forward to that. Like I said, I haven't officially planned it. I might do it later today. I'm not 100% sure.
Okay.
Or maybe tomorrow on Saturday. So not 100% sure, but I do want to do it because I haven't been in a while, and I want to see the reactions from my nieces. Maybe even get some video footage from that and share it with everyone here. But again, we'll have to wait and see. Don't hold your breath on that one. And, the last time I think that I went to a zoo was actually in grade school when we were in Upper Harris. Did everyone take that?
We
trip?
did.
What grade was that?
That was our fifth grade. We were wrapping up the year.
I remember I wore it was a white shirt, like those that I usually wear with the top, but it was a short sleeve, and it had like little patches.
Oh yeah.
And I have a photo of it.
I've seen it.
We took a photo.
Yeah.
And there's also it just looks like someone that were working a zoo. So I believe someone that was there came up to me and asked for something.
Really?
Or I think someone else said, "Hey, Luis, do you work here?" or something like that. Or you look like you work here. I don't think anyone came up to me just because this was I was very young.
Yeah, I don't remember what I wore, but I remember I was zapped. It was a lot of walking. We left earlier than we usually did because we had to get there before school even started. And I think everybody, if not most, had a nice sunburn on them.
Yes, I think the only reason I remember is because I have a photo that I've looked at recently. And of course, when I've moved houses, I was able to look at it. But it's not that I have that good of a memory because this one has a better memory than I do. But again, I'm looking forward to that. Again, no vacation trips so far that I have planned.
Yeah. Well, my grandparents are on vacation. They went to Chesapeake this week.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I did not know that.
Yeah,
we are catching up a little bit.
We haven't talked since last week. But they're at Chesapeake right. Yeah, message. Yeah, but
call up.
They're at the Chesapeake this week. As you know, I used to go there all the time. I love going there, and now they're at that point. They're like that their retirement age. They want to have a little fun before they. So they're out there this week.
You guys.
Yeah, that's what it is. The last time they went was right before COVID, so I'm a little worried that something. No, I'm kidding.
No. Don't jinx it.
No, I'm not jinxing that. No, but they're out there this week. They should be back sometime tomorrow or Sunday. So they said, Dustin, we're leaving you in charge of the family. So good luck. I said, thank you.
Yeah.
And so, but no, they're having a fun time out there. They always send me photos and pictures and stuff. And I don't know, there's a long bridge, the Chesapeake Bay Tunnel Bridge. It's about 17 miles long. You go through two separate tunnels.
Wasn't there last week? Or?
Oh, it was last week. A truck fell right off, and they're still working on it. She actually sent me pictures of where half the road is still closed off.
Wow.
So they're still working on that construction project over there. So, but anyway, so I don't know. Like I said, I've only gone one little trip. That was back in May, but here we are. Happy last day of June. So here, halfway through the summer.
Absolutely.
It just started.
And very quickly, because we're going to be all over the place. I know this person probably is not watching or listening, but I want to wish Lane Perry, he's the current sheriff until midnight today, a happy retirement. We have enjoyed very much so working with him, and look forward to working with Wayne Davis, who's going to be the sheriff starting July 1st.
Yeah, congratulations to both of them. But a good deal of service for 30 years, is that what it was?
30 years, 17 as sheriff.
Wow.
Yep, and then Wayne has 23 years.
Okay.
So, we're in good hands, folks. I will say that. He's got a lot of experience that's going to be great for the the residents, and then of course, if you're not satisfied with Mr. Wayne Davis, you can always vote starting on November 7th.
We just
with
had
the
a-
actual
I know-
election day.
we
I know
just,
it flies by, but I'm not going to get into politics. We're not going to talk a little more about that. But I wanted to.
That is, congratulations to both of them too.
I wanted to throw that in there because we were talking, about today being the last day of the month, and the time has flown by. We're already past the the half mark.
We
pretty
are.
much.
Yeah, Christmas will be here soon. But anyway, let's enjoy the moment, soak it up. And speaking of in a few days, we got the 4th of July coming up next Tuesday. And this is different because it doesn't fall on the weekend. So it falls like right in the middle of the week, kind of. So some works have half days, some works have a 3-day, 4-day, just depending on where you are. So it's.
Don't go to the bank.
Yes.
Do not go to the bank. Do not expect any mail.
No mail.
And I'm saying that because it was 2 weeks ago?
Post office, yeah.
Excuse me.
Yeah.
2 weeks ago, this was June 10th, and I'm standing in line. We're standing in line there for 10 minutes, and it's actually 5 of us in total.
Yeah.
We're just there, and we're like, this is at the Collinsville Post Office. So the shop closes for an hour, 1 to 2,
for lunch.
every single day for lunch.
Yeah.
And so we're just waiting there, Funny enough, an hour before, I had talked to Linda saying, hey, the post office is closed. The bank is closed. She told me she wasn't going to go to the bank to deposit any money from BTW or anything like that. So that was an hour before I go to a wreck. I'm in Collinsville, and I'm like, okay, you know what? I need to go get some things at the post office. Stamps and
You
whatnot.
had no luck there.
And so I'm standing there. We stand there for 10 minutes, and 2:05 rolls around, 2:06 rolls around, and then one of the ladies who was in front of me was like, "Guys, today's a holiday. What are we doing standing up here?"
Yeah.
And we're like, "Yeah, that is true." And everyone before she said that was, I'm not very good storyteller, if you can tell, because I'm all over the place. The story is not going in the right direction.
No.
But anyways, before she said, "Hey guys, it's a holiday," everyone was talking about, "Hey, their clock must be on a different time than ours," saying that they were behind, not opening up quick enough. But then we left there. So don't go to the bank. Don't go to the post office because they're going to be closed.
Visit several government offices will be closed as well. So
so talking about 4th of July, Dustin, and I think this might be something that most Americans, I'm just going to say it, might not think about.
Right.
But what do you enjoy about living in America, being from America, and celebrating? What do you celebrate on 4th of July?
The independence, your freedom here in America. And it's great. It's thankful to be, born and raised here. Now you're a dual citizen, so you have a kind of different perspective on that. But it's nice, and to have that freedom, walk out the door. You can kind of say it's going to be a good day, and kind of go with it. And then the other half, we're going to say we're going to grill out and cook out. That's another thing too. But it is.
So I will say, 4th of July, I definitely celebrate being here and having the freedom to be here. And again, I've said this time and time again, the greatest country in the world, and I think that a lot of people would agree. If I didn't agree with it, I wouldn't be here. That's the way I look at it.
Gotcha.
If I didn't agree, I wouldn't be here.
Gotcha.
And it's not that I don't love my home country of El Salvador. I've bragged about that. They have done a lot of improvements. They went a year without any homicides.
That's
where
good.
It was like 3,000 in a month on average, I think, or in a year. I don't know. I can't remember. But it was just very bad. A lot of homicides in a year. And we're talking about a country that is, I'm going to say, I would say, just looking at it off the top of my head, at least, if you fit on them, just place them on there. Don't do all the, at least 3 El Salvadors will fit in Virginia, at least.
Really?
So it's a very small, because it only takes, I believe, I can't even remember anymore, but I think it's 6 hours from one side to the other.
Okay.
From beach to beach.
Okay.
So, again, I enjoy being here, and I don't take it for granted because, again, a lot of people want to be able to be here, and I
Right.
get to enjoy all the luxuries, all the amenities that the United States has to offer. Have a great job here. You know, have most of my family here, so that's even better. And anytime that I want to say, hey, I want to go watch fireworks, I can go do that. If I want to head on over just up the road and do some activities or go across the continental United States, we have that luxury of being able to do that. So a lot of people, when we think about 4th of July, most people think of, oh, it's a day off.
Right.
Let's cook off.
Right.
Let's not do nothing.
Right.
But just take a little time, you know, to reflect those kind of things, because again, because they become every day, you kind of forget about them.
Right. Well,
and I even have this. This was a gift right
the
here.
shirt blends.
Yeah.
You got a little
This
blue.
was a gift from an artist from Patrick County, actually, and a great way to always have the American flag on the set, but also here for 4th of July and being able to celebrate that. And again, the local artist, I forget his name, so I'm sorry, but he gave me that while I did a story there in Patrick County. So again, a lot of great amenities, a lot of great things. And I was saying, take the time to reflect, because when we talk about independence, about freedom, about being able to do all of these things, someone had to you know, lay their life down for that. And of course, Jesus Christ, first and foremost, for everyone, but for the freedoms here in America, we're talking about those that gave their life when they were fighting to keep us independent, to keep us free. So again, just little things to reflect. Fireworks shows are supposed to be having in Stewart. I'm actually going to be in Mount Airy. Donna Fargo has a big fan base, and she will be there. And we expect to talk to her and possibly bring you the parade as well. But we're not sure on that. And I know there might be one in Henry County that's happening. I'm not. I wasn't invited to that one. I haven't heard any information on it. So just being quite frank with you, I don't know about that one.
Gotcha. Yeah, it's good to have all that out there.
What are you going to do 4th of July, Dustin?
Well, I think we've got as per usual, a cookout. It was what most Americans do. I don't know, you know, there's as the weather guy, there's chances of storms that day, but Mother Nature will provide her own fireworks, no pun intended. But anyway, we'll have a little get together. My sister, we got a little something here for you, but she's been baking some little desserts and stuff. Got a watermelon. She's ready to dig into that thing. So she's been dying to eat that. I said, well, just a few more days, to get there. So
it is early in the morning, but we're still gonna, since Dustin kind of provided a segue, we got the beautiful looking and beautifully cut brownies that Haley
she did all by herself. I do have some, some photos.
Okay, so he's not going to try to take
no,
credit
I
this
actually, I've got a photo. You actually see there. She's actually cutting them up in a little video there, doing things. So there's a milk chocolate.
So which is, how would I know?
So they're all milk chocolate.
Okay.
So there's no differentiation. There are
I'm going to put the whole thing in my mouth.
There's chocolate chunks in it, so some chocolate chips in there.
Well,
so that's where that is. We just need some milk.
One thing, yes, we do, but we weren't planning to 100% on this.
No, we weren't.
I will say, a lot to discuss here. I will say one thing that when I watch YouTube videos, because I love to watch them, is I do not like watching other people eat. So, and I don't like people eating on camera, but we're going to do it anyway.
It's a holiday
Haley
weekend.
wants to know.
So all right, here we go. I will say though.
Sorry, folks, we didn't think this through. One of us should have ate while the other one was still talking.
It's okay. That happens though. I will say though, I've had a couple already. So she baked these. She baked these last night before she went to bed. But
wow,
I picked them up and this morning.
Guys, I knew, in my face maybe didn't show it. I'm the worst at showing expressions. I really am. At least good ones. I can show bad ones, and I need to work on that. But on that was great, and I knew. It's not that I'm not impressed. It's that I knew that they were going to be good.
Yeah.
She's taken a lot of courses, a lot of classes. She's learned a lot.
Yep. She's got a certificate in that. So
I knew, and I've had her cupcakes.
Yeah.
And again,
and she still talks about that. And
Yes.
she says, Luis still talks about my cupcakes. I said,
anytime
yes.
I can, I will. Seriously, I appreciate this, Haley. A shout out to you.
Yeah.
The reason why I talk about those cupcakes is because, in general, believe it or not, I'm not a big fan of cupcakes.
Oh.
I don't. I tell everybody I like Mexican cake. I'm not Mexican, but I like Mexican cake because it's
I've
more
had
moist.
that. Yeah, I've had that before.
In comparison, I don't like dry.
Right.
I don't like dry. And hers was good. The frosting was phenomenal. But on these,
Yeah.
these are not dry.
Okay.
And I'm going to show everybody here very quickly. See, these are not hard.
Right.
You get brownies and they're hard. And then the topping, look at that color. There's a different color to that.
There is.
Than it is normal
Yeah.
ones. Those are a 10 out of 10. in
All
my
righty.
book.
There you go.
They're not too sweet. The perfect sweetness. Perfect sweetness. They're not too sweet. They're not bland. I will say that. They're not bland.
Yeah.
You can actually tell that some love was put into that. And it wasn't just cooked out of the box or by the directions of the box.
Right.
Because I will say this. I'm not going to say who, but I went to, where did I get this? I went to an event.
Okay.
And I got red velvet cake.
Ooh. Okay.
And it was, I love red velvet cake.
That's
and
good.
it was the worst red velvet cake I've
Oh
ever had.
no.
Because it literally tasted, I don't know
Was it dry?
how, yes, but I don't know how to describe this. But it tasted like if they actually made it by what the box said. And I don't know how, I don't know how to explain that. It just it tasted very dry, very bland. There was no like oomph to it. So,
Oh well.
but these are some great brownies. I want to finish the rest, but again, I don't want to eat them on the air, and someone's got to talk.
Yeah.
And I don't want to eat.
But
Hopefully, I don't have any
be your,
food on my teeth, but I don't.
be your dessert later today.
Yes, and
We have that on.
anytime I've done that before. This is not the first time that I've had dessert for breakfast or
Okay.
that I've had it before my lunch.
Yeah, same here.
It's happened before.
Yeah,
I will say that. But those are some great brownies, folks. Haley, a big shout out to you because we've said, guys, give us suggestions. Guys, give us food. And she actually did it.
She was determined. She says, "I'm going to bring y'all, or I'm going to cook you, and you're going to bring me the show." I said, "Okay," and so she was determined to get them, and so there you go.
Yeah. So while Dustin reads one of these, I'm going to eat the other
Okay,
one because
okay, so-
again, I don't like people eating in front of me.
Yeah.
On TV,
I'm
but
gonna read
just
while
to
he's
show
reading,
Haley that I
so-
really do enjoy these,
Yeah.
and they're not, they're just fudgy.
Fudgy, they're fudgy kind of deal. Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah, and
I didn't want dry. I didn't want,
and there's chocolate chips in there too, so it makes it more pop out a little better.
and I didn't want dry. I didn't want to be like choking. That's why I can eat them without any drink.
Right,
You know?
right. All right, while he's numbing down on his pre-breakfast or whatever, so this is from people.com. It says that a Pompeii archaeologist discovered 2,000-year-old painting featured pizza-like dish. Here we go with food. Gabriel, whatever his last name is, the director of Pompeii Archaeological Park, described the dish as a possible distant ancestor of pizza. How can pizza be an ancestor? That doesn't make any sense.
Well, they're saying
possible.
They're saying that they found that painting, right, 2,000 years old, that looks like it's a cousin or similar to a pizza. And I guess it would have done justice if I had put the picture on screen, right?
Yeah, that would help.
Anyway, talking about food, Dustin, every time we talk about food, we eat food on the show.
I know. We've been doing it for a while.
So talking about that, Dustin, and talking about pizza, pizza is not American, but I think that's like one of the biggest things here that the people
The
eat.
top 10 foods in America is pizza.
What's your favorite food?
Seafood. I love any seafood. I
would agree.
I like, of course, last year, actually, today, a year ago, I was actually heading to Portland, Maine, matter of fact, this
Right.
morning, a year ago, and I was looking forward to some lobster. Got some good lobster.
Okay.
Shout out to Dylan and Sarah, who are currently up there still. So let me know when you want me to come back up.
I would hope so. They live there, don't they?
Yeah, they just celebrated their
Okay.
2 years living up there as well. So,
Okay.
but anyway, I had lobster, and I just loved it. So his girlfriend actually was nice enough to break the whole lobster up
Good.
for me while I'm numbing down, and her food's getting cold, and she's into Dylan's
Wow.
lobster, and she's
That
doing
is a
it.
real MVP.
That is.
Wow.
I said, you gotta.
Yeah.
She said, no. She says, let me do it because I was the guest up there. I was like, okay, I'll let you do it. But anyway, so I've had lobster. I love crab cakes, salmon. I need popcorn shrimp. I like fish fillets. Matter of fact, I've been eating a lot of fish here lately, so I'm about fished out. That's a little
Okay.
too fishy. But other than that, I like any seafood. Hush puppies are my go-to with a little butter on them. And then
I will-
catfish with a little bit of cocktail sauce. I'm set to go.
I believe Dustin is telling the truth because anytime we've gone out, he tries to get that. And I think that we need to do a trip somewhere where there's actual seafood. When I went to Myrtle Beach last year, we actually ate on the water, and this wasn't like a fancy restaurant. It was like you could tell it was like a local restaurant. And they had fresh seafood and had the crab cakes. And man, talk about good. Because again,
It's right there, yeah. We up there.
you can almost just
That's the place we had it right there. It was literally, so the restaurant was actually made out of a boat to make you feel like you're actually on the water. So
fascinating.
you walk in, standard, you get your dining tables and chairs.
Right.
Come outside, and literally the whole patio and the deck was made of a boat. It was a real boat they had turned into an outdoor seating arena. So that
my
was pretty
favorite
nice.
food. What would be my answer? to
Dessert.
that? Yes, this is true, and this goes to show again.
All right, besides
desserts.
dessert,
My favorite dessert is my favorite go-to dessert. This is kind of, you say it's not a food, but I love milkshakes. Which
Okay.
again, it could be a drink. I love
Yeah.
milkshakes. Red velvet cake is anytime there's red velvet cake, I get it. I love those. But my favorite food, what do I always get? I would say my favorite food is chicken Alfredo. That I get that anytime I can. And I actually get it at the seafood place here locally.
Oh yeah, I know.
And theirs is really good. Believe it or not, it's very good. You're like, really, Luis? You go to a seafood place and get the chicken Alfredo? It is phenomenal. And then I've got to Trips in Greensboro as well. They're not paying us to say this, but
No.
I love all of their pastas there.
Okay.
So I love those. Of course, Salvadorian food. I won't put it on there just because those are given.
Right.
I love hamburgers. I love pizza. I'll try anything, but I love those too.
Okay.
To
So
be
a
exact.
mix of everything.
And talking about people.com and trying to get some of those interesting kind of things. And that's why we kind of said, pizza's been a staple in Italy and in America for a long
Sure.
time, and possibly 2,000 years. So we
Sure.
don't know.
Huh.
But as we move on and talk another one about people.com, a janitor, Dustin,
Okay.
he accidentally, they say an accidentally, so let's be a little,
All right.
a little,
all right.
a little,
Look a little grace here.
yeah, little grace, ruined 20 years worth of groundbreaking cell research by turning off a freezer.
I actually heard this the other day, matter of fact, on the radio. I
Can you
know.
believe that?
I know. That's yeah.
So talking about that, what are some of the hefty mistakes that you've made that you can think of? I'm putting you on the spot. I'm going to answer first because I
Okay.
wrote these up. So
Okay.
you only got 2 minutes.
I
left,
know.
right?
Yeah.
I think we can get it in there.
I think we can.
But here at work, I'm going to say, here at BTW 21, and people might not believe this, and I don't know if I've told you this.
Okay.
Shania, who's watching or listening, I know she is, already knows this. Chad Hall already knows this. Linda Greer already knows this. I don't know if I told you again.
I don't know. Here we go.
Some of the hefty mistakes that I've made, like some, for example, not having any audio, recording without any audio. That's happened to me before, rookie mistakes. And sometimes, thankfully, it's been where there was always somebody else recording, so I could fix it, so it wasn't too bad.
Gotcha.
But some of the mistakes that I've made, I broke a TV, an actual like a huge, whatever
What
size
did you
that is.
do?
Is that a
What'd
55,
you
60?
do?
I was,
Uh-oh.
what did I do? We tried to move it and it just fell and it broke.
Okay.
So that was the TV.
Okay.
how I have a job only Chad knows. Chad has a lot of grace and mercy, and I appreciate that. So that,
Okay.
and then a camera, one of the cameras that even the one that it might be that one that's recording right now, but the little lens cover right there.
Your lens finder.
Yeah, I dropped it and it broke that thing, so we had to send it off, and that got fixed. We had just recently got a microphone that looked exactly like this. It was brand new. Those are about $1,500 to $2,000.
Yeah.
I dropped it and it fell just like that.
Oh no.
And it's dented, so that's why it's dented. Can you think of one in about?
I don't know. I mean, probably the only other thing I can think of is
Hefty mistake, costly mistake.
I don't know really. Well, I guess, okay, I'll say this real quickly.
Okay.
I did have a minor fender bender a couple of summers ago, and you know this too. And it was I was actually recording something, and I got too preoccupied to pay attention to recording, and I ran into the back of this individual. But the good news is I did not damage any of her vehicle. So the mistake was, do not look at a video camera, phone camera while you're driving, and damaged my hood. Now it's all fixed, so it's all good to go. And it was pouring down raining.
Wrap it up, Dustin.
We got to go.
Great work. And folks, be careful out there if you're driving or if you're working at a TV station. We'll see you at the next one. Thank you.